Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to talk about how I prepared for my first management role. In one of the recent videos I spoke about how I got the biggest jump of my career, which is to become the general manager for Queensland in Australia. If you have not watched that video, please click on the link that you will see on the screen to watch that video, and after that you can watch this video as well. You will get a whole lot of golden nuggets of information which would help you in your career journey to be successful as well. So let's get started. You know, the easiest part was getting the job to become the youngest general manager, but the most difficult part is to be successful. The interesting thing is I was given an opportunity to run and head $100 million company. Now I was responsible for everything, right from people to products, sales, operations, safety, logistics, warehousing. Everything of the whole organization in the particular branch was my responsibility. There was about 200 odd people that I was accountable for. Now, what's even more challenging was before that, I have never done any kind of people management role, any kind of profit and loss center management role, which means any kind of business roles. I straight went from a quality manager, which is a back office role, to a direct P&L manager heading a big size business. And it was the second biggest business operations for us for Schindler Australia. It was a very challenging task given to me, and it was not like after giving that job, the company specifically sat down with me and gave me a training program or sent me for a training course on how to run a business. One of the things I'm very proud of myself is all through these years, I've never depended on the organization to train me. I've always taken it upon myself to upgrade myself. I always say that when you get the chance to jump on a jumbo jet, don't ask them which seat, just jump on it. So when I got the job, I did not think about it a lot. I said, let's do it. And I started making it happen. So what's the first thing I did? The first thing I did was I was worried about failing, so I wanted to make sure that I'm prepared well to take up this job. So the first thing I did was took out the job description. I understood what is the job of this new role going to be. I then looked at every aspect of the job description and I mapped out what are the strengths and what are my weaknesses, and for those weaknesses, how do I improve myself, who can help me and give me that particular training or mentoring. So I made a one-pager. Under each job description activity, I mentioned, is it a weakness or a strength? If it is a weakness, who will train me? And I did this as the first thing. So one of the first things I would recommend to you all strongly is to understand the job description of whatever job that you're being offered. Now, once I did that exercise, I went ahead and spent time with those respective people to get the training. After that, what I did was I prepared a 100-day plan. Now, I heard about this from somebody, one of my friends. And one of the things I have also mentioned is how I learn from different people. Whenever I speak to someone, I'm always asking them what are the things they're learning, what are the things they're doing. So somebody in one of those conversations had mentioned about how CEOs make 100-day plans. I thought branch manager for me was like a CEO's job. So I thought, let me also prepare myself. And I read two books. One was the first 90 days and then there was a 100-day book as well. I read both the books and then I designed my own first 100-day plan. The first 100-day plan was nothing but what are the things that I'm going to be doing in the first 100 days of my job to make myself set for the next 3 or 4 years that I will be doing that job for. And when I designed that first 100-day plan, I started the plan with the end in mind, which means I said, after 3 years, what will people remember me for? What is the legacy that I want to leave? So next challenge I want to give all of you is, whenever you take a job, think about what's the legacy you want to leave. What do you want people to speak about you? I mentioned that I want people to speak about me as a successful leader, a people-oriented leader, somebody who delivered on the results, somebody who was inspiring and cared about people, somebody who made sure the people were safe and taken care in terms of well-being. This was back in 2009 I wrote this. 11 years later now. No, it's 19, 12 years later approximately. It's still relevant. And that gave me a perspective. If I want to achieve this as my end goal, what are the things that I need to do to get ready for this job? So in that 100-day plan, I detailed about how I have to connect with people, establish credible relationships, understand the basics of the business, understand the customer requirements, spend time with the people, with the customers, with the stakeholders, understanding from my boss what is expected. So once I had this first 100-day plan done, I started spending time with people. I suggest that whenever you're going to take a new role, prepare a roadmap of how you want to tackle that role. You can call it 100-day plan or a roadmap for 3 months. It's up to you. It's not about the name. It's about how you prepare yourself. I spend time with the HR people, understanding how do you manage people. I spend time with the finance head, asking how do I manage the P&L of the business. The technical head about the technical understanding. The sales head about customers, sales, how do I understand the market requirements? How do I understand the evolution of technology, politics? How does it impact the business? After understanding all of these, I made my own preparation of how I will start handling the business. The fourth point that then I did was, after I learned the basics from various people, I started developing reports that I can start monitoring on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. Every business has some lead indicators and lag indicators. For example, if you want to increase sales, you have to increase the number of times you visit a customer and get an inquiry for a sale. You want to sell food, you have to find who wants to eat food. So the who wants to eat food is the lead indicator. If you find more number of people who are interested in eating your food, you're highly likely to convert them into buying your food. So I started focusing on what are the lead indicators of each KPI that the company wants me to be delivering on. And for each of those lead indicators, I prepared a weekly, daily and a monthly tracker, simple Excel. What are the KPIs I have to track daily? What KPIs I have to track weekly and monthly? And I started sitting with each respective managers and reviewing with them. And that's how I started to make sure that I'm delivering on the business results. In terms of people, I was always a people-oriented person, but still, I called all the employees, held an all hands or a town hall meeting, told them about who I am, what I can bring to the table. I showed them the 100-day plan. I asked them their expectations. We set the ground rules, and then I started working on building strong relationships. Over the period of 3 to 6 months, I made all my direct reportees my friends. Then it was easier to get work done from them. Most of them reporting to me were much older than me, but because I did not behave like a boss, they all respected me and started helping me to become successful as well. This is how I prepared myself to really succeed in my first role. It's a very brief snippet I've given all of you, but the key points that I mentioned is relevant for any role that you enter, and especially if it's a management role, you can use many of these tips as well. I will probably cover rest of the items of this role in another video. Till I see you next time, stay fit, stay positive, but don't forget, keep chasing obscene success. Thank you.